Hi, this is Spencer, the Tampa Bay wallpaper installer. And I am going to do as promised. I'm going to show you a double cut on this Wolf Gordon wallpaper, which is high-end wallpaper. It's about $50 a square yard. And I'm going to show you how to cut the seam, okay? So, because of the length of this paper, I will not always be in the video, but you'll get the idea, okay? I'll put it as far away as possible, and I'll describe up front what I'm going to do. Okay, so I got my brand new blade, okay? It's brand new cut, you know, it's a new, I broke it away. As I described on one of the previous videos, you have to know how to use this brake. If you're in the middle of a cut, on a double cut on this paper, and this thing should go like this and the blade collapses, you're going to have a visible mistake on the paper. So I wish they made them in steel. I would buy, I don't care what it would cost, I would buy it. But they're cheap little plastic things, and so you have to take into account how old is your blade, because once you start cutting, you're done. And I'm putting a lot of pressure on it. On these commercial jobs, some experts may comment down below, why is he cutting through the substrate? This is a build out, and when they demolish this place, they're going to demolish the substrates as well. There is something under the double cut that you can put, it's called bedding, and it's impenetrable, and it resists the cut of the blade. However, it also builds up the wallpaper that is over it, and so it doesn't affect it significantly. In fact, it probably doesn't affect it at all. But this wallpaper is thick enough. I have enough to contend with. You can see in this, you can see this line here. See this? This is the edge of the wallpaper, but this is the wallpaper underneath it. If you're doing a double cut, if you have too much going on underneath it, when you put the seams back together, it could affect how the paper joins each other, okay? So I choose not to do it. And the owner is fine with that. So now, here is my cut. I'm going to direct this upward. All right. And let's see if we do a good job here, okay? At the very top of the cut, let's see. Yeah, I guess that's good enough. At the very top of the cut, let's just say it was thinner wallpaper, and we would be doing a double cut and using a single edge blade. See, this is a double edge blade. Normally on a double cut, you use a single edge blade, right? Which is what? Which is this. This is a single edge, okay? But this thing is not strong enough to penetrate this paper, okay? And I tried it already. I tested it. It's not strong enough. You need something in your hand that you can put force against, okay? And so my thumb is on this thing. This is going to be up against my... And you don't want too much of the blade exposed, because then you're going to put pressure on these weak points on this cartridge blade, these breakaways, and you could actually snap your blade as you're doing it. You want to put pressure, even pressure, straight down, not too slow. You want to go somewhat speedily so that we can get to the end of it. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to set up my my laser to give me the straight line. It's going to tell me where to cut it. If you have any questions and I'm using terminology that you don't understand, just put a question in the comments section. All right? You don't want to get the laser in your eye, obviously. I'm going to have to turn out the lights again so that I can see my line. Okay? So give me a moment. I'll be right back. I'm going to turn out the lights. Now, when you're doing a double cut like this and you're working on a high ceiling, what happens is when you come down to about 7 feet in the air, when you come down to 7 feet, your ladder is going to be in the way. Oh, I turned the lights down so I could see the line, if you don't mind.
No, not at all. I just thought you wanted some light.
No, thank you. So I could see the laser. Thank you.
Makes sense,
So when you come down, you're either going to need a helper or you're going to have to anticipate the ladder being in your way because you're going to be like this over the ladder. So now if you look at my ladder, I have it out of the way, okay? This is something you don't want to forget if you're doing a cut like this, because once you get started, you cannot stop the blade. I mean, you can't take the blade off of the cut, okay? All right, so wish me luck, all right? Let's get up there and do this. Let me get my thing. You know what? I'm just going to tell you something. This cut is so important that, you know what? I don't trust myself that I changed so many blades that I want to make sure, and I'm going to replace the thing. I hate when that happens. When you know you did it, but you don't trust yourself. I can't afford to have the cut not be perfect. And neither can you when you do it. You know? So anyway, how you doing? Just kidding. Okay, let's do it. I'm wearing gloves today because after so many wallpaper jobs, I've cut my fingers, and they're fairly deep cuts. That's the problem with doing wallpaper. If you've ever laid carpet, you know those blades are extremely sharp. If you touch them with a little force, your finger's sliced open because they're so sharp. Anyway, let's do this. I'm angling my ladder so that all I gotta do is kick it out of the way. I can't kick the whole ladder out of the way because it's too heavy. I just want the part that's closest to the wallpaper out of the way when I come down, okay? See that? Okay, so let's do this, all right? Can you see this? All right. See, so when I come down, you're not gonna be able to see it, but you'll get the idea from watching. I can't do the camera too at the same time. All right, so what am I using? This is a 20-inch plaster trowel. Now, you have to be careful if you're going to use something like this. You could easily penetrate your wallpaper if it should hit one of these sharp edges, all right? So, and I've done that. I've done it. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, let me get up. No. You with me? I'm putting a little friction on the top to give myself a good crease. If you try to cut wallpaper this thick in the corner, it's not going to stay in the corner. It's going to take on its own shape. You got to heat it up a bit with friction so that it goes right into the corner. Beautiful. All right, here goes. I got my level line, my plumb line, my plumb line. It's not a level line. All right, I'm ready. You want to collapse the knife. You only want one of those breakaways exposed so that it gives strength to the rest of the knife. Put your brake on the knife and let's go. A mistake at the top is a lot better than a mistake below on a ceiling this high, as you can imagine. See how the ladder becomes an issue now? So far, I still need it. I can't do away with it. But you can see as I come down, the ladder is bringing me away from the wall, and I need to be close to it. So you got to take all this into consideration. Now the ladder is definitely in my way. See that? It's in my way. You're lucky you're sitting in front of your phone or computer watching this and that you're not doing this. Now I'm holding my hand firmly against the wallpaper. All right. You don't want to kick the ladder unless you have to, because it could easily kick right into the wallpaper. We're almost done. I'm now 4 or 5 feet from the floor, and now I lost you, but I'm just continuing the way you saw me cut. I'm just about at knee level here. And now the blade is almost spent, you know, because the ceiling is so high. The blade is getting tired. You can feel it in the cut, but you can't take it off the job. Can't do it. Scott, can you come over and put the camera on me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. If you could just direct the camera down now. Yeah, thank you, sir. Awesome. A little more. Awesome. Thanks very much.
No problem.
Now I want you to see this, okay? Because the cut, you'll see what has to happen in my hand. I can't hold. Oh man, the phone fell.
I got it.
Is it still taping?
Yep.
Awesome. Maybe you could just hold it and watch me, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it, Scott.
No problem.
So my hand is going to get in the way of the floor. So I got to take that into account now. And the blade is getting real tired, okay? So I'm going to try to go as far down. The lower the better. If you have an imperfection at the bottom on the job like this, not a big deal, but you want to make it as perfectly as you can. You compensate for the weakness of the blade with pressure. Now I'm all the way down. I can no longer go down with this blade. I must take it off of the job and push on this trowel so it doesn't move. I can meet it again. All right, I've taken it off. I'm just gonna come up against this thing. There I go. Thank you very much.
No problem.
And that's how you do it. Now, watch this. So here's what I just took off. Watch. See now, okay, so this is the strip of this paper here. Okay, so that comes off. And by the way it came off, you know my cut is really good, okay? Come on, buddy. Okay, very nice. Now watch this. Now you see that? That actually can pull down the paper. You gotta be careful. Now look at this. Look. Oh, do I have you? Okay, you see all of this coming off? The reason you're seeing resistance is because I put that sheet up yesterday and the piece dried on the wall. So now that's how you do it, buddies. All right, not an easy thing to do. Trust me when I tell you. It's actually, I don't mean to brag, but this is not the type of job you want to do for your first wallpaper job, okay? Trust me when I tell you. Look at the seam, okay? Isn't that beautiful, Scott?
That's crazy.
You see that seam? Okay, look at this. Here's the seam right at the edge of this thing. That's as good as you're gonna get it, okay? Not to brag or anything, but you can't be putzing around with this wallpaper at $50 a square yard if you've never hung wallpaper. But I'll tell you what, after you hung wallpaper once or twice, you'll know how to do this. Just once or twice after you cut at the top, at the bottom, and after you do a couple of double cuts, you can do this too, I'm telling you. But I'm just saying, you don't want to hire yourself out and then say, I don't know how to do it. If you can, grab some scrap of the high-end wallpaper, test it out. Order another roll of it, put it up on a scrap wall in your house and learn how to do it. You can do this. All right, if you like the video, click on like and please subscribe to my channel. All right, thank you very much.